Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. With us in studio, our friend that likes to present to us random
king of snacks.
Snacks.
He's the king of snacks.
Food from
well researched.
Yeah. And
It
in
means
fact,
I eat a lot of stuff.
you get in my mind now. In fact, my wife Andrea told me to tell you that whenever we shop, we have two products in our cabinet right now we haven't opened that I was supposed to bring today that I'm realizing I forgot. One of them was a apple cider vinegar potato chip. Delicious by Kettle. Fantastic. And the other you did bring, so we do have that. Ladies and gentlemen, king of snacks. And
I'll have to buy that URL.
You're our snack
King of
man.
snacks.
It is our friend John Graham.
Howdy.
Someone call him the Elon Musk of snacks.
Yeah, they do say that. They do say that.
Please don't do
Yeah,
that.
he is 100%. They call him that.
For a second, I thought about trying a South African accent.
All right.
He will salute.
Yeah, he will. He salutes all
Sorry,
state. Let's
John.
play his theme song.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for another edition of What's in My Mouth.
What's in my mouth? What's in my mouth? What's in my mouth? In my mouth? It's not a penis.
All right, we can't play that.
It's not a penis.
This is the way you get all the corporate sponsors.
What'd you think?
John got legitimately excited at the beginning, and then we ruined it. And we ruined it.
I knew something was
Yeah,
That
coming.
was the goal.
See,
I know what you appreciate. I think that you and I run in some of the same circles with music and the things that we appreciate. And I wanted to take you down a road, and then we'd get down there, and then I wanted to just swing you out of the cart.
And you did mention corporate sponsors, which I would.
I don't really have any. but
And
yeah.
no, I would want. I mean, if we got some of that Oreo money.
Oh,
I
my
mean,
God.
they
Big Post.
Yeah, if they're paying Post Malone.
Oh, my God.
He
He can't even read.
Yeah, it's a weird.
He can't even read. Jelly Roll's got an endorsement with Under Armour. How did that happen? How did Jelly Roll get an endorsement with Under Armour?
It's overarm.
Remember, like when I was in high school, Under Armour was a terrible brand.
It was.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
Kmart brand,
Yeah.
and now it's like hugely popular.
Look
It's
at him
kinda
now.
funny, yeah.
Hold
Look at
on.
him now. It's because they signed one big sports star. I think one of the first stars to ever sign with Under Armour and made the brand. I want to say, I could be wrong on this, but I want to say they signed, and this is a weird one, but it worked. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I think they
Okay.
signed him, and he was doing some of that like it was almost like a hybrid sportswear and Big Dog.
Do you think it's because they're like, all right, we already have the athletes, but we need the fatzos that their skin rubs together, and they need to stop the chafing? So Under Armour stopped the chafing. Is it something like
Stop
that?
the shaving.
Because that's the only
Yeah.
reason
Yeah. That's
that
I
Jelly
think-
Roll would need Under
I think
Armour.
I think you nailed it.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like that's
yeah.
why they use him as an endorsement.
Hold the rolls.
Because it'll turn your skin gray.
Slow your roll.
Oh,
yeah.
Slow your roll. Under Armour Jelly Roll.
Quick, trademark it.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, John. Before we started this segment, you and Daniel started talking and getting very excited.
You were screaming. I was screaming.
about old school radio
Oh, yeah.
and how they used to run their commercials.
Yeah.
And then when you told me how it used to work, because when I started radio, even though it was in 2003, like it already had profit, and it was just, although they still had like mini discs, and we still play our best of that way, which
Well,
which I
mini
did look
discs-
around and said, this is insane.
Well, the mini disc was nothing more than a way to record shows. So like when we used mini disc, it was the easiest and best like format for sticking in a blank mini disc and then just hitting record for 90 minutes. You knew that you could get the entire show.
yeah.
And it would be like CD quality.
And I guess they didn't have
Whatever the hell that means. now,
Yeah.
Right.
back in before they didn't have the storage capacity, I guess, to do it all digital. You know, like it hadn't gotten.
I mean,
there
we
yet.
didn't have hard drives. Like we didn't have. Well,
Yeah.
they were around, but they were like sophisticated machinery. You know, like you didn't just carry. Like now, people carry around like 100 gigs in a flash drive in their
hold
pocket.
a terabyte in the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
So you were telling me that they used to run commercials by real time. The person would type in what was it called?
Well, we called it the IR, the instant replay. I think a lot of 80s and 90s radio, people just use it to play the funny sound effects.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You know,
that's
you
what we
just,
did.
like-
Or the instant replay for me, what I would use it for is like if somebody called in and they're like, "Hey, you just won those tickets. Who's rocking your balls?" And then the guy would, "Hey, it's JRR, man." And he'd be like, "Thanks so much." And then so then you'd record that and then you'd edit it all up. And then as you were getting ready to play like, you know, Pantera or something, you know, like it'd start playing, turn, and you'd play the drop. And you'd go, "Hey, thanks for rocking my balls, JRR."
Yeah.
JRR. And then you'd hit play and it'd play that. And then you'd be like, "I'm a DJ. Look at me."
It is more impressive what like board ops used to do as compared to now. It's because I was a board op for 1 year of my life.
Yeah, I trained you and I take great pride in that.
And
My liege. I trained great. You know what? I trained him and I'm going to give you a compliment. He outdid the master. He became better than me.
I didn't even.
And why he became
I just
better
hit
than
one
me?
button.
This man was able to, for a full year, not play one EAS test. And if you can do that and not get fired, I feel like you are the master.
All I
You're
had
the true master.
I just had to put the volume up and hit one button. I didn't even do anything. Back in the day, you guys had to type it. What were you doing?
Okay, so for me, and mine, I think mine was even worse than what you were describing, because for mine, we had a piece of equipment called the DigiCart, same company. I think it was called 360, or 360 Replay, I think was the name of the company. And you can buy these online. I wanted to get one for the studio, but it would literally be like buying a landline for the studio, right? Like, why do I need that? But it was a box, and then it had a little remote pad, like you would have, like the person in the courtroom has, like a stenographer. You know, like it was like a little pad with numbers on it.
Yeah.
And it had a few other little characters, like a play and record. And if you had, let's say you had a Thurston's Used Cars, then you had, like, say you had Walmart, then you have Don Mealy Chevrolet, you know, you've got all your ads. You'd have to find the number. So Don Mealy's 3311. Then you'd find Walmart, that's 2286. Then you find, Peaches Records, that's 2281. And you'd have to memorize all these 4-digit numbers or look them up on a little piece of paper. And so for the spot,
Paper!
I know. So the spot block would have like 6 spots in it. So you'd go like 2241, 4446, and you'd enter them all in, and you'd look. There was no screen. And you'd look and you'd see, okay, they're all in order. You had like almost like a little LCD where you could see what you were writing, but you had no computer screen or anything. And
it was just like green,
black and
green,
gray with
like DOS.
Yeah, it's like gray
Dot
with
matrix.
dark black.
Okay,
that's what you're looking at. And you type in your numbers, and you know they're playing, and you hit a timer, right? Because you know your spot block's 6 minutes long. Boom, you hit your timer, and you had it set for 6 minutes, and it starts counting down, and boom. Better wish it's right. Hope it's right.
That's why I was like, you would think, commercial break, that's when you'd run to the bathroom. But I was always afraid that what if I screwed these things up, like the third one in suddenly doesn't play.
So you just pee your
And
pants.
so
That's what I did.
Yeah, I would just hold it for 4
I would just pee I would just use the bathroom in my pants. But
because it was a smooth jazz station, so it's not like, there's a lot of 8-minute songs.
Yeah.
And
then I was always afraid if I left the studio. I was there on the weekend, so I was the only person in the whole building.
It was a lot more
I was afraid
stressful.
I'd leave and get locked out.
There was really no such thing as true automation. It was very stressful.
Yeah.
Because like
you were doing it real time.
So like if I were working on the weekends running music for a real radio even, and then I wanted to smoke a cigarette, and believe me, I did because I was totally addicted. I would put on like, the Smiths' How Soon Is Now, which is 7 minutes and 48 seconds or something. Drew Garabo taught me that. And that was his weed song. And we'd put that on, and then you'd time it. You put it on like a timer that you take with you. Your phone didn't have a timer. You'd have to back time it in your mind, or you'd just run and hope. You'd be like, well, if I run down there and hotbox a cigarette, I'll be up by 2 minutes left.
You looked at your watch.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Yeah.
And you'd run down the stairs.
It's so funny too because as automation got I came into radio when things were basically automated.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking to myself, I looked around, I'm like, you don't need a human to do this. Because I'm hitting one button and then everything's on a profit just going you can load it all in. And then now, of course, there's, program directors that do it from their house. They're just loading stuff in.
Oh, yeah.
to
Jack
the
says
system.
that sometimes. But anyway, I guess we should dig in now to
okay.
the things that we're going to put in our mouths.
New foods I brought in. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I've got one right by you guys.
Okay.
Better Goods. It's that little blue tub thing there.
Okay.
So if you were to just look at that, what store would you figure that came from? I think it looks very Target-y.
You know what I'm going to guess on colors? Can I guess on colors?
Sure.
IKEA.
No,
I was gonna go Aldi.
Walmart.
No, okay. yeah.
If you look at Walmart, it's called Better Goods. They've been doing all kind. If you look, there's all kinds of Better Goods stuff across Walmart now. And they're trying to get slightly fancier stuff. So these are like one's an Italian tuna pasta bowl, one's a Mexican, one's Italian, and they're shelf stable. So like you can put that in your drawer and it's good till 2027.
I don't like how Walmart's trying to trick me. It should be an airbrush. So I know it's Walmart.
And the fact that they're calling it Better Goods, is tricking my brain into thinking this is truly a Better Good.
And here, Terriman, there's a spork in there too.
Okay.
Essentially, it doesn't look like a can, but it's as much canned goods as a can of soup.
Now,
Oh wow, this is like this. You know what this is? This is a cleverly packaged into the world food.
Yeah, exactly. Hurricanes and
this is cleverly
the end
packaged
times are
into
coming.
the end time. Yeah, this is I'm scared to death food.
yeah, is Mexican tuna salad, which is something that I never really
I had some of that last night.
wanted to put together.
I tried. Who's got the Italian one? I tried that.
I've got the Italian one.
It's okay. I mean,
Okay.
it's a canned pasta salad.
Oh wow!
so,
okay, it already looks a little rough. I mean, we're off to
yeah.
look at monkey brains like Indiana Jones.
How long will this?
Oh man, it stinks like fish. Oh, God, I can't do it.
Hot sauce helps a lot. I'll put it that way.
I like tuna.
I
I
hate
love
tuna.
tuna.
I hate
Oh,
it.
okay.
It's
Well,
just
there you
food.
go.
I hate tuna.
If you don't like
John,
canned tuna, sorry.
I hate canned tuna.
A little bit of Tom and Dane
Oh, I
history.
hate. Oh God, it smells like. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, I like that fish.
I know you love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. This guy, every morning, let's go back to radio. Every morning he'd go downstairs, he'd eat a 2-foot-long tuna sub.
Well, no.
Hot sauce all over
Well,
it.
no, you're traumatized from when we started our business, and this is it. When we were recording at Daniel's house, Studio 2. I would
Call it Studio Tuna.
I would go to the Subway.
Yeah.
There was walking distance to get a big tuna sub, and I eat it in my chair.
Oh, big
and it
one.
made Daniel so mad.
Yeah, who
It
gets
stunk,
a tuna sub with onions and pickles on it? Who does that?
It stunk the whole studio up.
Actually, that's what I put in my tuna salad.
Is it onions and pickles?
Sweet pickles and onions. yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Maybe some black olives.
Oh, that's some
Apologies.
good.
Oh, he spit it on his finger and re-ate it. That's disgusting.
That's a good fish.
Remind me to clean his mic today. My God.
Like some good stinky tuna, extra stinky. That's good. I'll
So
eat
I-
this for lunch.
To me, it's just like, oh, my boss won't
And
let
the
me
chat
leave. I
room.
guess I'll have to eat
And the
this
chat
on my
room, the
desk.
irony of me having, I was born with a tuna can, and maybe that's why I hate it. Maybe that's why I hate it, a boy named Tuna Can.
Yeah.
So those are out there. What's funny is somebody who created the packaging has a sense of humor. The Mexican one, if you look at the ingredients, one of them is actually red hot chili peppers.
It would be like
It doesn't just say chili
I
peppers.
thought you were
going
going
to
to go racist, John. I'm glad you didn't. I'm glad you didn't.
it'd be like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar hating eggplants because giant.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
not the
okay.
racist part.
I got it
was
faster
like,
than Dan, but I
was
pretended
like,
I
What
didn't.
the hell is this guy
I was
doing?
gonna use the black sausage as a joke, but I was like, because anyway, sorry. Let's move on.
Next
Yeah,
one.
let's move
All right,
on.
well, here, the whole shebang potato chips. I found these at a
Yeah.
7-Eleven a while back. These are most well known in prisons.
Yeah.
They were originally only available in prison commissaries,
These are.
and then people got out and wanted them and wanted the taste. And they couldn't buy them.
Yeah. I want a flavor from prison. These are.
There's a version. One of the wrap snacks is kind of like these, but this is the original. The whole
So,
shebang.
is it because
Oh wow, that's fantastic.
It's 4 flavors in one. Here, let me get this. It's ketchup flavor, barbecue flavor, sour cream and onion, and salt
Yeah.
and vinegar all mixed together.
Oh yeah, that slaps. That's the only good thing about jail.
I bet Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
There you go. You saved it. You saved it. He saved it.
Do you think it's because they needed to create a totally new brand for prisons because the regular chip brands didn't want to be in prison commissaries?
Well, they probably just threw a name at it. I would imagine that somebody big is connected to this, right?
I would guess, but I'm not. The company that, not the company that makes them, but the company that has them made, they do everything from.
Right? Those are, I mean,
That is good.
Yeah, seriously, they're
it's
great.
worth going to jail for.
The company that makes these actually does everything from deodorant to ramen to those CD
And
players
it
that
all
are clear
is
on
that
the outside.
flavoring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It burns my pits.
It's a sour cream and onion CD player. It's
That
delicious.
is a good chip.
Oh, dude, it's great.
Okay, yeah.
I can't buy them anymore because I'll eat the whole bag. Don't buy this for your wife. She'll get mad at you. She'll
For
be
a
like,
while
"Take
there,
these
they would
away."
they would only FedEx them to people.
Now they have the other ones at 7-Eleven. They have some called extra shebang. It's
I haven't seen
that.
those yet.
It's that,
more?
and yeah, they're there now. They're in a black bag, and it's that with like 7,000 more sodium all over it.
Yeah.
7,000 more milligrams.
Do you think, like, I can understand you do a stint in prison,
Yeah.
right? You do, let's say, 5 years, and you're eating these chips
that's
all the time.
more than a stint.
And then you get out, and you're like, man, I love those chips.
regular chips just don't do it for me anymore.
So you find the whole
chips in a man's hand.
you get these chips, but then when you're eating them,
Yeah.
doesn't it bring
You
you,
gotta go
back
to the zoo. You gotta go to the zoo. You gotta eat them at the zoo.
No, but you know how, like, if you eat something in schools,
you
like
think it's
those-
gonna trigger them like a Vietnam vet? You start.
You can be nostalgia for anything you live through.
Yeah,
That's
but-
true. I learned that yesterday when I asked a question to Howie Mandel, and he didn't think I knew what nostalgia meant, and he shamed me. and made me
I knew that was gonna get
and
you.
it,
I
and
thought
it
about
hurt.
that.
It hurt my heart, and I had to take it because I messed up the question. I phrased it incorrectly, and I sounded like an idiot.
But wouldn't the fact that it brings you back to a time that you don't want to remember, like, dissuade
I have foods
you
that do that.
from
I have
eating
foods,
those chips?
I have foods that like take me back to a time that was like traumatic.
yeah,
That I
like-
can't eat the food anymore.
Yeah, you would think that people
Like Mexican tuna salad. I something happened. I just can't. I can't do it anymore. This guy's all in. He's been forking. When is the last time, John, you've ever seen Tom forking in between us talking? You like that
After we
fish.
stopped talking about it, he still kept eating.
You
it.
like
Yeah.
that fish.
I didn't eat my mid-morning protein bar because I knew John was coming, and I'm like, oh, I'm
Well,
gonna
I have
eat
a
this
protein
fish.
bar coming too.
Oh, hey, why are you unzipping your pants?
I hate protein bars. I hate everything.
Well, you've been
eat.
so regimented now that you are going to start to rebel, but you got to hold tight.
Yeah, well, no, I don't care. I'll just keep doing it,
Yeah.
but I hate it. I'm just
All
telling
right, what
you.
else we got?
I got one more chip. Let's see. You both got Guinness pretzel pieces in front of you.
All right.
One of them is called pub style. One is called cheese pub style.
Are these by Snyder's of Hanover?
They're similar, but I don't think they're by them.
These are by Vermont Cheese Products.
These look like Gordettos. My
Yeah, same market.
Yeah.
But they don't taste like anything else out there.
Every-
are they different ones?
Well, just one has cheese and one is just straight Guinness flavor.
every time
Okay,
I
I'll
wa-
try Tom's.
every time I go into a like a rest stop on a road trip, and my wife and family are telling me to get some Gordettos, and I'm like, Gordettos? What are you guys, old grandmas? Like, there's so many better snacks than stinky old Gordettos.
I like the bagel chips in those. though.
Isn't it Gardettos?
Yeah, but just get some GD, what are they called? Bugles, then, or whatever. Just get.
Well, those are good too.
Don't like pick out because my family does the same things. They pick out like I like the cheese doodles in here.
They're not Gordettos.
So
It's
whatever.
Gardettos.
Whatever.
I think you do this on purpose just to make people mad.
It just they pick out what they like. I'm just get what you like.
They make all bagel chips.
I know, but they get the stinky Gordettos.
Well,
Anyway.
Andrea doesn't let us get anything that's like we have some regular chips in our house as like a goof and a fun, but like for regular snacks because she's on a health kick now.
Okay.
And it's all nutrition and macros and everything. We have these things called popcorners, which
Oh,
are
I've seen those.
popcorn that's been smushed into a chip. And they're terrible. They're not good.
But don't you
these-
want?
These aren't bad.
So
They're
what do you
just-
think? I mean, it's a different flavor.
They're not
right?
as good as the Snyder's of
Oh,
Hanover.
the mustard onion
Yeah.
ones. Those
I
are
think,
very good too.
I think the honey mustard onion Snyder's are the ones that everybody freaks out over, right?
And the popcorn into a chip. Don't you want the popcorn in the traditional popped version?
I do.
Because that's
But you can't
also
put
part
enough
of
in a
it.
bag.
Okay, so for
Because
like
if you bought a
stacking-
bag for like the week, you would need. Like the bag would be as large as I am. You know,
Yeah.
it'd be a 5.5 foot tall bag of popcorn.
These are they're like
I vote no on those.
You got to like the flavor or not like the flavor.
I don't like them.
It's yeasty and malty and those kinds of things.
I don't like it. Tom likes fish and not yeasty. Yeah, fish, pro fish.
They also
You
make
think I'd like the yeast too, since I like fish, just
Yeah.
but I don't. Not a yeast man. More of all fish.
All fish.
The same company also makes a Guinness macaroni and cheese that I like.
No.
I like that we're so close to the end of the universe that we're like, you know what? Let's just throw everything at the wall.
yeah.
We're out of time, right? So just throw everything at the wall.
All right. Okay, so
Tom's forehead wrinkled when
I've
I
had
pulled these
this.
out.
I've had
These
this.
are Reese's peanut butter flavors.
It's the best.
One protein bar.
No, it's
Okay.
not even a protein bar. It's a secret candy bar, and it's so good. I had one of these.
It does taste like a protein bar.
I had one of
though.
these, and it is so good because it's all peanut butter. It's a peanut butter lover's one. I bought you one of these, I think, but he doesn't eat these.
I want to
He
know,
eats-
Tom, how are these macros? 18 grams of protein, 3 grams of sugar,
Too much
250
sugar.
calories.
I don't understand any of that. All I know is a run, and then that should do it. But I do need to, like, just like Andrew's doing, and like Dr. Powers from My Eternal.
Yeah.
He's like, you really got to track this stuff, especially as you get older, because it's nearly
You
impossible
want
to
to split
lose
this?
weight. Yeah,
yeah,
we'll
it's
split
good. These are. I like these. John, what'd you think of these?
For a protein bar, they're okay, but they still taste like a protein bar. And for people at home, they don't look like Reese's peanut butter cups. It's a bar.
But there are
Okay.
It's
peanut
coated
butter
in peanut
chips.
butter stuff and little peanut butter chips on it. It's
Yeah.
I think it's mostly whey.
They're
Is the
good.
protein in these.
I like whey because my neighbor yesterday told me that soy makes you gay. He did.
Oh,
I said,
why do we eat this? So dry.
And I said to him as I was walking in, but he didn't hear me. I was like, I don't think that's true as I walked inside. So,
No, it's like I'm eating mummy fingers. So dry.
yeah, very dry.
All right, John, keep talking. We can't talk now.
Funny. Let's see.
John, plug your
Any
website.
other-
Fill some
okay.
time.
Plug your
Sure.
website, John, where people can find you.
ThatGuyOnTV.com.
Joey Mazzant, can you bring me a water? Joey, I need a water. I'm dying.
I
Not a beer.
He
But
wants-
I
he
want
wants
one
a
so
beer.
bad.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Joey doesn't even understand what water is.
Yeah, he's like, he's running around like the place is on fire.
He's like, do they make alcohol water?
It's called beer. Thank you, buddy. Oh, it's frozen. It's frozen hard.
Yeah.
Never mind.
That's the only one in there, by the way. All right,
So compared to other protein bars,
Tom's
how's
got
that?
it. He's good now.
Yeah, I gagged it down. All right, what do we got next, John?
Oh,
I got some, Joey.
so it's tolerable, but not the best in the world.
It's fine. I mean, it does taste like Reese's peanut butter cups. Although it just reminds me how mad I am eating this protein bar and not Reese's. You know, I'd rather eat
Sure.
just dry nothing, and then that tells me like, all right, you're punishing yourself.
I like Okay, I'm good now. Yeah, I like the flavor of that one. That's what I meant to say. Like, because if you and I are eating a protein bar, normally we eat it at our desk.
Yeah.
So it's completely okay to sit here and chew for 4 hours. You know, if we're like typing or doing email or something. But yeah, if you had to eat that in a hurry, that'd be hard.
Yeah. So Oreo.
Two kinds. I got two new kinds of Oreos. The Post Malone ones. Those came out right before the Super Bowl.
I love these.
And-
These are my favorite Oreos I've ever had.
And Oreo loaded for Tom. It's basically it's the kind that's it's one beyond the double stuff. What's the one that has 3 loaded?
Now it's funny because this
this
is currently in my house now.
You have those?
You guys have defeated me. You've both tasted these before.
Yeah, well,
The
you
I think
loaded.
that's a first.
Well, you have been like inspiring us, like seriously, because we bring some of this stuff home to our children, and
And before I open it, I will tell you what my sons said. They were very disappointed that the stuffing wasn't as loaded as
they wanted.
They wanted loaded.
Okay, let me talk about this too. When they say loaded, it's not only an absorbent amount of the white Oreo filling.
Yeah, the stuffing.
They're supposed to like mix like crumbled cookie pieces within the Oreo stuffing to make it like, as Tom is saying, and as the boys wanted, loaded. I'm kind of with
Yeah.
the boys.
They
If
want
you're
it
gonna
thicker.
use-
It's like cookie dust.
if you're
in
gonna
there,
say
yeah.
loaded,
They wanted a thick
Thick boy.
Big thick boy Oreo.
Yeah.
And then when they were like, "Well, these are just regular Oreos."
300% more cream filling isn't good enough for them.
Well,
they want 500%.
Yeah.
And then when you give
We
them
remember
5,
the
they
ones.
want
There are ones that just look like a can of Play-Doh between two cookies.
It's the marketing that got them because, and I tell them all the time, like the marketing would tell you that this is gigantic, and that's what they were expecting.
Yeah. Do you want to try one of these? Have you had the Post Malone ones?
I have not.
The Post Malone ones it's the first one with a swirled cream. Usually, if it has two flavors,
it
they
is
just
very
kind of
good.
layer
Try
them.
one of those, and
So
I'll eat one with you.
it's a cream of let's see.
It's a.
There's swirled salted caramel and shortbread flavor. That's what's weird to me is the shortbread flavor is in the cream, not in the cookie.
Right.
So the Post Malone endorsement of this, it seems, I understand, like for the marketing, they just want it out, or Post Malone's popular and everything. But of all people to market a food product, he seems dirty. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like when you look at Post Malone, it always seems like he's dirty. No matter how, after a shower, he gets out the shower, even in a towel, I imagine
Is it the face tattoos?
It's scraggly. He's all scraggly.
Yeah, I'm a little scraggly. I'm taking offense to this.
Well, I'm saying that's what happens when
I'm going for a scraggly look.
Yeah. We all know what homeless looks like, and that's what Post Malone and Daniel
But
now
some
looks
would say that most people, post people even, that are scraggly, shop at Walmart where most Oreos are bought.
Yeah. Well,
Oreo is a trashier cookie.
Is that it?
Hydrox is actually a trashier cookie. But, like health-conscious people that think they're better than me don't typically eat Oreos. Like, you don't eat Oreos, and I know you think you're better than me.
No, I eat Oreos.
Occasionally, you'll eat
No,
one?
yeah. No,
What do you think of the flavor, though?
That's the misconception that I'm on. I'm not dieting at all. I think if you work out all the time, you don't need a diet.
Gotcha.
And then besides that, you can eat Oreos.
Do you hear what he's saying? If you work out, you don't have to diet.
But that's why I do it, so
right.
I can eat whatever I want. I don't have to sit there and be like, oh, I shouldn't have.
No, I understand.
Whatever.
I understand.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, what'd you think?
So, what'd you think?
What do you think of the flavor?
Don't need it. I
love it.
When I see Oreo brand, that's all I want, and maybe that's their. I guess business problem of man, we should have really gone into different flavors a lot earlier. That way people don't, when they see Oreo, I just expect a certain flavor.
Yeah.
And then when I eat this and it's off, I'm like, oh, not what I expected. Not that it's bad. Of course it's good. All the ingredients are good. But because it wasn't what I expected, I immediately not as good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I do understand. That does make sense to me. And we had Lady Gaga had one, and then Post had one. Is this the second of the celebrity endorsed
Ooh, I don't know.
Oreos? I think it is.
I've probably had 12 or 15 different Oreos now. And for me, these taste fine, but all the ones that are artificial flavors start to taste the same to me. There was a maple one, a cinnamon one, a caramel one, and they all just taste like something.
Are you a regular Oreo man?
Yeah, weirdly, I like the thins.
I like the thins as well. I like a crispy cookie, though. That's probably why.
Do we ever talk about this, why the thins were invented? Thins basically started in the Japanese market because they tried selling regular Oreos in Japan.
Too big for their hands. Actually, they're like, it takes 2 Japanese men to carry one Oreo.
Well, now, see, now you're taking me back. Hey, let me finish this story. So they don't like sweets, so they didn't like regular Oreos in general. The Japanese culture doesn't like really, really sweet desserts. They like flavorful desserts, a little sweet. But even a regular Oreo.
They like
is
the
too much
fish,
cream.
like me.
Yeah. Like a
me
Mexican
in
fish
Japan.
pasta.
Of course, now all energy drinks come in the tall, skinny cans. But back when I was in college, that was unusual. And there was a Japanese guy living on my floor. And I hope I can say this because he said this. We asked him, why are Japanese cans, tall, or Sapporo? You remember Sapporo beer?
Yeah, I love
It was
Sapporo.
like a tennis ball can, but it tapered at the bottom. He literally said, John, we have little hands.
All right.
And he said,
my
that's
God.
why. He said,
I was messing around. I didn't know that. Yeah, I'm sorry, John.
But he said that's why the cans are tall and skinny. The
Yeah.
original Japanese soda cans are tall and skinny because it fits better in their hands.
Interesting.
Yeah, we had a 2-hand Fosters.
Yeah. Well, that's Australian hands. They're big man hands.
So let's go with the.
You gonna go loaded? You want to
loaded.
split
Yeah,
one?
we'll try.
I'm telling you.
I don't think I can do one. Man.
Tell
Loaded
me
is
if you-
basically
'Cause I ate that
3
whole
times
Post
the
Malone
regular
one,
filling.
and it's so sweet. It's so sweet.
Look how big the loaded ones. Hold on. It's
they are big, dude.
but
they're
they're
very
not-
large.
They're not as.
Oh, yeah. That's a thick boy, man.
It
Put
is-
that up on your camera.
It is thicker, but I'm saying for my sons, because of the branding
Oh, yeah.
loaded, how big
Yeah,
it is.
there's
got
one
it.
giant cookie on the package.
They
right?
they
Yeah.
wanted the giant. They wanted
This
it
is
double
like,
the size of this.
This is like you and the chart that the doctor gives you, the percentiles again.
By the way, my mom texted me. She's like, "I got the percentiles. We all did back then." And she's like, "I talked to us about them too." I'm like,
Marilyn
well, why'd you
Mama
tell
Van-
me?
Mama Van's the
We're like
best.
an idiot. Anyway.
All right, you gonna try that one?
Well,
I don't think I can. It hurts my teeth.
Okay, yeah.
So if
Yeah.
anybody has had Mega Stuffed, this is the same size as Mega Stuffed, except there's cookie bits.
Is
the
this
cream.
currently the biggest Oreo we have right now?
For sale right now? Yes, they had one that like I don't know, I can't remember what it was called, but they had one that was just like literally like an inch of cream.
Oh, maybe they should have called that an inch of cream.
I like this because it's traditional. Traditional Oreo
Yeah.
is thicker,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's still like when I bite into it, I'm like, oh, that's the Oreo I
Mm-hmm.
wanted.
You like a good old, you're getting up early on Sunday to go to church type Oreo, traditional Oreo.
Well, it just tastes like an Oreo. The
Yeah.
Post Malone ones, I'm like,
Too artificial, you think?
No, it's like it's off. It's
There's-
a little bit of Oreo.
See,
but
I love the Post Malone ones, and there's something else in there I like, and I
The
think
little sugar
I'm
crystals.
yes.
Okay.
I'm
there's texture to
I'm
the cream.
glad you said that because I thought I was imagining it. I was going to call it salt.
Well, I think there might be salt in there too. They are a little more salty than your regular.
There's something
Oreo,
in there that's like a salt crystal or something when you're biting it, and I'm like, oh, that's great. Like it's pleasing to your teeth.
yeah. The adding the salt to it does help.
Maisie now she'll only eat chocolate chip cookies around town if they're salted, and Jeff's Bagel Run
Yeah.
has some of the best damn cookies I've ever had. They do them in a sheet.
Yeah,
And for
yeah.
Valentine's Day, they had those sugar cookies.
Yes.
Oh my God! And now they do chocolate chip cookies, and I'm not even talking about their bagels. Sorry, but their cookies are amazing.
So the last product I see
Yeah,
is
I brought in. They're doing this both in a zero sugar and a regular.
Ooh.
It's Coke Zero Sugar Orange Cream.
Now you know that we drink the zero sugar soda, so this is something we can drink.
And what's really funny is up until about 3 years ago, they had a Coke Orange Vanilla, and they
Yeah.
discontinued that, and they just restarted this Orange Cream, which is orange and vanilla.
Yeah, I'm gonna
going in.
sip Daniels, so
We're
I don't
going in
waste
here.
it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Now, do you remember?
Yeah.
I thought, when I was a kid, I didn't know what a dreamsicle was. We hadn't had dreamsicles, but
Yeah.
we had St.
good.
Joseph's Children's aspirin. And it
Okay.
tasted like orange and
Yes!
vanilla.
Oh,
And
yeah.
They discontinued that years ago because you don't want to give aspirin to a kid with a fever. It
Yeah.
can lead to Rye syndrome.
Yeah.
So it's a whole product that just went away. But when I was a kid, I was like, can I have one of those aspirins? Those taste good, Mom. And so that orange vanilla flavor is what's in this. I do like it because it tastes like a Coke, but it still tastes like orange and vanilla. And then let me ask you guys, I couldn't find the ingredient. So one of the reasons Dr. Pepper tastes the way it tastes is because there's lactic acid in it.
Okay.
So it tastes it's got that almost milk, almost yogurt kind of tartness to it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
different from like citric acid.
Sure.
And it's not on the label in this, but I get a little bit of that. That kind of, there is a little bit of cream flavor to it somehow.
I like a little bit of cream in everything I eat, John.
Yeah,
I left myself
That's
open
just
for that.
All types of
that's
cream.
Just a rule I live by. They call
Yeah,
they call me Daily Cream Dan.
Yeah, I like cream. I like the Wu-Tang song cream.
Yeah.
Did you see they're
Yeah,
getting
my
back together?
friends-
Yeah,
like
yeah,
cream.
yeah. I saw that. I read an article, or at least
For the children.
the headline that RZA was the reason Wu-Tang Clan got back together for the
Yeah.
final tour.
But with Run the Jewels.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, oh man, I
That-
gotta go to that.
that's-
That's like you and me. That's like if we combined our rap groups.
Now I'm a little worried about the Wu-Tang Clan's rust.
Yeah.
Because just like anybody, it's like if Eddie Murphy decided
Yeah.
to do a world tour all of a sudden, it's not going to be as good as you remember.
Yeah.
There's going to be, he hasn't toured in a while. And sometimes it takes
Some people have still been pretty. Ghostface Killa's been pretty damn active.
Yeah, but not all together.
No, not all together.
So you get used to performing by yourself or with your crew that you
Yeah.
have, and then all of a sudden you go back and you're like, all right, let's try to, reinvent the magic we had 25 years ago, and then it's awkward. Like I'd rather go at the end of the tour for sure than the beginning.
Yeah,
because
well,
it'll get better.
Get them to dust
But
it off
then,
a little bit.
again, you never know. Tours fall apart.
Yeah.
Like every 5 years, Lauryn Hill announces a concert tour, and then they're done in like 2 days.
If it's Lauren, you want to get the third show.
Yeah,
First
yeah.
and second are bad. Third is spot
I'm
on.
surprised she made it all the way through the SNL concert.
Or you know what? I guess seeing something go wrong or like not go as well could be, at least you're there to see it live, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to wonder if I've ever seen something. Yes, I have. I saw when I saw Hulk Hogan when he did that when he went off script at the Ocean Center in Daytona.
Oh, really?
And he cursed. And he said the F word, and the whole place was like, "What?" We were all like, "What?"
Was
you
this,
think it was a
regular
slip?
Hulk or Hollywood
No,
Hulk?
no. It was they were trying to pull a fast one on him or something. I could look it up and give you, maybe Ghost or somebody that knows wrestling knows it. But there was something that happened. It was political because everything in wrestling is, and there was something going on. And
F you, Obama.
No, it was something where they wanted him to do something, and then he didn't want to do it. So rather than give up the title or whatever, he went off script and cussed them out. Yeah, it was. So yeah, I think that's the only thing I've ever been to where it like it went like things got shut down, or it was like,
Yeah.
You ever been to something that?
I can't, not of any band or like live performance I could really think of that went really wrong. And most of the time you can't tell because you're drunk and you're like, and there's like, I'm sure the band and the performer knows, but the audience never knows. That's a lot of, you think on stage that everybody's, they caught that mistake and no one had no idea. They're like, oh, great show. And they're like, oh, that was the worst one we were, and we're like, really? That's what happens a lot. Those tiny differences because they've done it 10,000 times, they could tell. The audience usually can't.
100%.
Unless it goes real bad. You fall off the stage. I've never been involved in one of those. I've always wanted to. Like where someone falls into the stage and then like they have to be carted out and then they're like, I'm sorry. They're a loud announcement.
Apparently that happened to John Goodman one time in Orlando at like one of our bars, like a Rising Star or one of the bars where you can get on stage and sing.
Okay.
And because I think he does that occasionally, and he had got on stage and was doing something like a Blues Brothers or something. Somebody told me this. This is gonna be like totally fake. And he fell off the stage like into a table. And I was like, oh, I'd love to have seen that. I've loved to have seen that.
Yeah.
I did see a stripper one time fall off the stage and into a table because her shoe broke. That was pretty cool.
Have you seen the Kelsey Grammer one?
No.
This is years ago. I think he was at Disneyland on a stage. They were doing some kind of TV presentation or something. And so it wasn't a stage he was used to. And to make it look cool, it had like little jiggy-jaggy bits at the edge. And so he was walking and he just walked right off. And basically, when I say he landed on a triangle, it didn't like get him point up, but it just hit him right between the legs. He basically landed with a leg on each side.
Man.
And I believe his quote was, "Oh, good Lord." And I heard him do an interview. He said, I had to say that because otherwise I would have said something else. Yeah.
Falling off stage is awesome.
Yeah. And it's funny, too, like the John Goodman thing. It happened at a time that no one had cell phone cameras and no one was videotaping it.
So it was just told to me. It may not have ever happened.
Yeah. Or but it's funny because I immediately doubted it because I didn't see it on video, and that's where my mind is now. And of course I didn't see it on video. It's before video.
Right.
Before people had the ability to video in their hand or like they weren't set up to videotape every night, so they just didn't, and so you could make mistakes and have embarrassing moments that's not caught on tape.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
Yeah.
And now you cannot do
It's
that.
not a thing now.
Yeah.
Not a thing.
Everything's recorded.
Yeah. Especially if you're a celebrity, like anywhere you walk in, people are just recording you with your phone. So no matter, even if it's not like you're just at some sort of charity banquet and you trip and you fall into some soups, and then like some embarrassing, and then like for sure someone videotape it because they were just videoing you walking.
This comes up a lot, but I'd be interested to see what you think about this, John.
Okay.
I read this yesterday, and I was going to talk about it later, but I think it's perfect to talk right now. Since we're talking about everything being on camera, have you guys seen the video of the actor personal trainer that goes off on the guy because his dog is unleashed?
No.
So this guy's downstairs in a building. It's like late at night, and they're both taking their dogs out. And one guy, the white guy at the time, has his dog off the leash, and he's like yelling at this Asian guy. And the Asian guy is just kind of taking it, and the Asian guy's got his dog on a leash, and his dog's like very, very uptight, big Doberman. And he's basically very calmly telling the guy like, hey, I'm just asking you to nicely put your dog in a leash, like so it doesn't attack my dog or my dog doesn't attack your dog. That's the rules, you know, that kind of thing. The guy's like an actor and a Hollywood personal trainer, but he knows he's being recorded, and he just flips out, like literally flips out crazy, like goes insane, and doesn't know that the Asian guy, I guess he thought, and the Asian gentleman, what's funny about it, he's like, I could see in his eyes that he thought that I was like some delivery guy delivering Chinese food, and he doesn't know that I'm like a world-renowned Chinese chef. Like, I am literally the guy.
Yeah.
And so he's like flipping out on this guy, like just losing his ass on the guy. The guy's just calmly videoing, and then like that guy probably is done. Like, it's already been put out there. Like, it's crazy how people will, like, you would know that. Like, you and I are not spring chickens, but we know that people are videoing at all times.
Yes.
But you're losing. You lost it. You got an anger problem, and it doesn't matter. At that moment, you black out and you go crazy.
That much over a dog?
People kill each other.
I mean, I have temper. I have a temper, and I pop, and I'm reactionary, but to a point where you're like, it's an insane video. People should go out there and Google. It's probably all over TikTok now.
People end up the rest of their life in prison over some stupid nothing, and so they can't control it, which is crazy to me because just like you said, like, you know, you're acting ridiculous. You should be embarrassed by the way you're acting, and someone's going to video it and put it on the internet for the world to see.
Yes.
And everybody will remember that. The video will never die.
And the guy, and what he did is he took like the video, and then it was really impressive how the chef handled. He's a classically trained, very famous chef. The way the chef handled it was amazing. He put it up on his Instagram. He put like a photo, and then he wrote. I guess he's a writer too, and he just wrote like a really nice what happened and how he didn't like this, didn't understand why the guy was being mean, and how wrote like an article of like how we should all be nicer to each other, and hey, we're just trying to walk our dogs, guys. Come on, what are we doing here? Kind of a thing, but the way he handled it, I was like, oh man, you handled it so well. It just looks so good.
Of course, it also helps you handle it when you know it's going to be on camera.
True, that's true.
Yeah, I'm going to be really nice to this guy being mean to me because then I'm going to put it on the internet.
It might calm you down.
You can kind of say it's premeditated. And then he writes this long post.
That's why he's so calm. I'm calm now because I'm going to put this on tape.
By posting this, it's going to, cause this guy a lot of problems.
A lot of problems, yeah.
Anyway, John, thanks so much for coming in.
Always good seeing you. Anything else to plug? Plug your website.
ThatGuyOnTV.com. Just write about nonsense over there. I've been meaning to write about, maybe by the time this airs, I'll get it together. Why can't Huey Lewis and the News. Before they were Huey Lewis and the News, they were Huey Lewis and the American Express.
Oh.
That was a terrible name. But they had a minor hit in Europe with a disco version of the theme from The Exorcist.
Really?
Yeah. Well, like, do you remember there was a disco hit that was the I Love Lucy theme?
I remember the Star Wars.
I better not sing anymore.
But, I know the song you're talking about, and I remember the Star Wars.
They had a hit in
disco.
Europe with the theme from The Exorcist.
Interesting.
It's weird. Also,
was it like?
It kind of, yeah. And then Huey Lewis throws in no lyrics. You were just like, hi, and
yeah,
kind of stuff like that. Yeah.
It's weird.
Ready for love.
They went from the Huey Lewis and the American Express to Huey Lewis and the News.
Yeah,
it's
both things that white people love: News and American Express card. Yeah.
But maybe that's why they were like, "Oh, we can't go too far."
Well, and he's had quite a career. Like, he was in a band called Clover before that. Played on Elvis Costello records. You wouldn't think Huey Lewis and Elvis Costello would go together.
It makes me sad that he's deaf and he really doesn't do as much singing anymore, right?
Yeah.
Like, because I always thought that as far as singers go, by the way, first album I ever bought with my own money was Sports by Huey Lewis and the News. Had a ton of hits on it. But yeah, I always thought his voice was super soulful. I was like, oh man, he's like one of those guys you'd listen to and you're like, wow, this guy can really sing. Like, he can do all kinds of, he can do blues, he can do standard rock and roll.
Was it the music and the performing that got his ears, like his hearing?
Yeah, just loud music for decades.
Yeah, that
He also, from what I understand, turned around at Universal Studios, and while he was performing, and because they couldn't take a break, and hopefully I'm okay telling this story, and he just peed off the back of the stage.
Oh, wow.
Well, he had to do what he had to do.
Yeah. When you believe in love,
John, thanks so much
Good
again.
seeing you, man.
Thank you.
And we will see you tomorrow. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch and YouTube, and you can watch us there. Just head on over and search for @Tom and Dan Live.
With us in studio, our buddy, Joey Mazzant. How you doing, Joey?
What's up, guys?
Hey, buddy.
So, Joey, you just got back from Vegas?
I did.
What were you doing in Vegas?
So I actually was out there hanging out. Me and the missus went out to. I do my annual bet on the Steelers and everything like that. So it's about that time trying to get it while the numbers are extremely obscene. When it's like, okay, the problem is the numbers are down this year, which I'm not going to get as much money if they win, but I think they might have a shot because apparently I'm only going to get like $12,000 if they win this year.
Okay.
Normally it's like 50.
And you always put how much on the Steelers?
Just 100.
Okay.
Yeah. And, it's such absurd odds this far out.
It's a wild bet.
Yeah, and a definite loser, by the way.
Yeah, but I mean, but it's
almost
fun because
100%.
I see the idea in like going there.
It's a tradition.
And ceremonial putting the money on your team. I do like it because I feel like if I went every year and put $100 on my Falcons, it's my skin in the game of my way of saying, I know I can't play and I know I don't live in Atlanta, but I can give this $100 willingly knowing it will probably be gone as my investment in the team. For some reason, that makes sense to me.
I almost put $100 on your team and the Dolphins, and then if they won, I was look. I was this close. I'm like, don't be stupid.
Well, you could do it for all teams.
I know.
Well, then you'd waste $300.
Exactly. I know.
Now I did hear that just because I listen to all these gambling podcasts that the Vegas numbers were down the Super Bowl this past Super Bowl, and they theorize is, and I'm surprised it happened. Like they just noticed it this year over other years, and the Super Bowl was in New Orleans, which you can gamble at too. But that so many people, and there's DraftKings and FanDuel, and there's so many, like Florida's got Hard Rock, and that people aren't traveling to Vegas anymore to party for the Super Bowl and bet on it because they could just do it from home. You could bet on basically.
That's the allure of Vegas. I always thought the allure of Vegas was just the city being alive at all times,
But the Super Bowl weekend
Gotcha.
is like they had a lower Super Bowl weekend than they normally do, and like people out in Vegas said it was basically deserted. It used to be a mecca during Super Bowl weekend, and it was crazy parties, and casinos were packed, but it wasn't like.
I wonder how much of that too was like we're tired of the Chiefs. And we don't want to go. I wonder if we had like awesome teams that we wanted in the Super Bowl in Vegas. It'll be right back. Like we're back, baby.
I guess it's just the location to gamble is not very much. The destination does it. You can gamble anywhere.
So how was it? How was Vegas?
Oh, it was amazing.
Do you go to any of the? I mean, you're not a large man.
Oh,
if you were like a Jelly Roll sized man, you would go out there and you would go through all the crazy. Do they still have all the crazy buffets out there?
Oh my gosh, the one at Caesars. There's one at Caesars called Bacchanal, and they try to make it all Greek, and there's 40 tables, and each one has food from a different country, and it's $100 for lunch.
All right.
Oh,
$100.
You could take my Falcons bet and just treat yourself to lunch.
The problem is they said, well, you need to make at least 8 trips to the buffet to really get your money's worth. And I says, I'm full after a salad and a burger, and I'm already full. And so it's just not worth it.
Yeah, no, not for, I can't consume that much food. That's the thing.
It's
like,
not healthy to do that.
I'll spend $100 on something really, really good, but not just the amount. It's like the amount of it doesn't really move the needle for me because I can't eat that many calories in one sitting.
That we didn't do any of those Vegas buffets. I've never been to one. I've only been to Vegas one time, but I didn't do any buffets, not even one.
I made the mistake of what you joke about on death row when your last meal is a steak, and you're like, why? I could have been eating this my whole life. I made the mistake of getting a Wagyu steak for the first time in my life.
Was it good?
It was $200.
Yeah.
I just can't go back now. I can't go back to regular steak. I can't.
Sure you can.
I hurt myself. I ruined myself.
That's what I said about ugly girls. I go back to idiot. I could go to men if I'm desperate enough. I can go straight men butt.
Yeah. And what will make you go back is the price of Wagyu steak. And then you're like, I cannot eat this all the time.
Sheer desperation.
It's just like it. I mean, I shouldn't have lived outside my means. I was like, you know what? I've had a good year. Why did I do this?
Yeah, it is good. And you do you look at some of these things, flying first class, Wagyu steak, just a high-end seafood and stuff, and it's like, man, this is better than what we're normally eating. But and then you think, like, God, rich people, they eat this all the time, And
but I don't think they do.
You know.
Some rich people just eat crazy stuff. Like I know some rich people that might be connected to my family, and they eat off of paper plates, and they eat like jars of mustard and like a beef stick. It's gross.
Well, that's what I don't understand.
They're weirdos.
Some of these rich people are eating McDonald's.
No, like worse than that.
Fast
like
food.
Gas station snacks.
Yeah, what the hell are you doing?
Like that little sleeve of cookies. It's grandma's favorite cookies or whatever.
Yeah.
Don't eat that. But I know some rich people that's what they eat.
And every time I make this argument about Warren Buffett or whatever, Trump, all these people, they eat it. They're like, oh, I love this fast food. And then I'm like, what the hell are they doing? And people are like, oh, fast food's good. What are you doing? What are you talking about? And I'm like, yeah, but they're objectively, there are better ingredients than what's in this fast food. You could have a Wagyu Big Mac, a chef put together the same sauces, you know what I'm saying? Like a Wagyu Big Mac, and it will be, I mean,
you can't even put
objectively, like I'm saying, like 100 times better than the stinky Big Mac they serve you, the pores. You know, it's trash, and it's not even real meat, or it's like pink meat.
It's like a stamped, painted on.
So yeah,
painted on.
I know you like the Big Mac sauce and then the ingredients, but they just get the better ingredients. And that is going to be better.
Takes too long.
No, but with unlimited money, you can have it whenever you want.
Where do you stay when you go to Las Vegas and you stay somewhere? Where are you at? Do you have a place that you love to go to?
Yeah, you get a casino host, and they usually take care of you and everything. So I stay for free. I always go to New York, and I just love the atmosphere there. It is a less expensive hotel. I've been offered the Bellagio, but the problem is I like to gamble late at night while I'm drinking Makers at a table until 3 or 4 in the morning. Those tables are like $50 minimums. I don't want to blow through all my money in 25 minutes. So I go to New York. I like that I can get pizza at 4 in the morning when I'm a little, you know?
Yeah.
So
Hold on, Joey. You guaranteed me that if I play with you one day, and one day it's coming, it's going to happen soon.
It's going to happen.
That we will win guaranteed.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it the day after I die in hip surgery. The day after I die in hip surgery.
I put gambling with Joey.
I saw it. I saw it.
Did you
see that?
No, but I'm going to die.
If you go around the corner here into our office, which is really just where we eat lunch silently, you'll see on the calendar the day after my surgery, 3/11, the 12th, you're going to be in Vegas.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Now, did you guys already place a bet on whether or not I die?
Oh, yeah.
You collect your winnings on the 12th, right? Is that what you do?
Of course.
At New York. I'm
like, they can't put this M-word to sleep. Like, he'll never wake up. I said that in my own brain. Not out loud. But I wrote that down
I didn't hear it.
board.
I didn't hear anything.
Anyway, so you guaranteed me you win, and I feel like this is the same guarantee my buddy Dre gave me.
Well, you give guarantees,
that
right?
we'd get all the snook when we went fishing, all I got is bit by no-see-ums all over my body.
The White Claw fishing boat gave us a guarantee. You have given multiple guarantees to our listeners. You've given guarantees to people that have worked here.
Yeah. I like guarantees.
Someone say you're the king of guarantees.
And I started to think these guarantees.
You're Gary Tees. Gary Tees
are based off nothing here because it's just a gamble, hence the name gambling, whether you win or lose, and same thing with fishing, and same thing with everything.
Yeah.
And
what is your wife doing? Like running around? Like was she shopping? Like
no, she likes to be a part of it. She doesn't gamble, but she likes to sit next to me and tell me to quit spending money.
Okay.
No.
It is nice to. I wish my wife would stand next to me, look pretty while I'm gambling.
Oh, dude,
you know what I mean? Like that's an old school. I feel like that's very old Hollywood to have the lady next to you like, oh, he's gambling. That's a man's game.
So I'll give you the quickest one. We're at New York. We're playing 3-card poker. She's sitting next to me, and this loud guy. I don't want to. ACT. I'm trying not to curse.
Jim Colbert. It was Jim Colbert, wasn't it?
Sits next to me.
He wanted to say the S word for Hispanics. That's what I saw in his eyes.
And he loudly sits next to me and he keeps staring at her. And I'm like, hey, what's up, man? And he's like, hey, you having good luck?
Hey, man, I'm going to hit on your girl, man.
Oh, dude, he wouldn't leave her. And so finally he wouldn't stop staring at her.
I'm a tough hombre.
We were like, hey, color me up. And he goes, hey, before you leave, does your girlfriend have a sister? And I said, well, my wife has a brother, which I think is more your speed, but we're out. You take care. And like his buddies all
burn.
Oh, you got him.
Sickest burn ever.
Middle school Joey. Insults.
I'm rubber and you're glue, glue, glue.
You got him going.
We just got up and
You
walked
nailed
away.
him to the cross, man.
Oh, great.
Crucified.
It was just so funny. She just laughing. We're walking away. The girl
No,
behind the
but
table
she
was-
does have a brother, and I think that's more your speed. Hashtag gay. Away! And then you flew through the ceiling. Which walked away. Let's get to some Disney news that's going to be wrong. The chat room is salivating for your misinformation.
Here we go.
They're wild today.
Yeah,
I love it.
what do we got?
What was actually one of the reasons I was in Vegas was we were checking out the spot for Universal Studios is doing a haunted Halloween Horror Nights in Las Vegas.
Oh, this is the year-round one, right?
Yeah, so you're gonna if you're a freak for horror nights like me and Gemma, we go. Last year we went 23 times. Last year we absolutely love Halloween Horror Nights. So we went to check out this thing, and the location it's huge. I cannot wait.
So when we talked about this before, and I remember thinking, why not do that here? But then I thought, oh, well, Universal's not going to want to give up that revenue. I mean, they make an insane amount of money
Just
for
add
that
to it.
Month and a half.
It's
So
never
you could-
take away. It's only add to.
But you got to get it into some other part of the country because it can't be anywhere around Central Florida because that is going to take away from the uniqueness of Halloween Horror Nights here.
Yeah.
Well, because they're also opening up a kids park in Texas. Universal Studios is doing a cute almost rides that all the kids are going to be tall enough to do. It's like all the cute stuff, Trolls and Shrek and all that type of stuff.
the small
Yeah.
Why are you pointing at me? Why are you doing it? You're so mean. You're so mean, man.
Well, you said Trolls. And
No. Are you you're like Whiplash?
So it's going to be year-round Halloween Horror Nights, and is it going to be the same themes year-round, or do they change them each year? Do you know anything about that?
I figure whatever I say, they're going to roast me anyway, so I'm going to just say I'm not quite sure.
Okay,
so,
all right.
No,
But-
don't say that.
I mean, yeah, no, it's going to be this. They're
Go
never
all
going to
in.
change it ever.
Go all in on it.
Yeah, it's going to be huge. It's
gonna be huge. It's gonna be amazing and both bad.
Is it going to be on the main strip?
No, it's going to be attached to. They got this really cool complex. It is called Area 15, which
Okay.
is all video games and
I
fun
believe
things.
you mean 51, you idiot. Duh.
And that's attached to something called Meow Wolf, which is another just video game place.
We
And
have one of those here,
Okay.
don't we? Have a Meow Wolf in Orlando, or did we?
I
Or
think
were
we're
we?
getting one. I think.
Yeah, it's kind of like Meow Wolf is like what Deezerland's trying to do, but they do it right. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Is that mean to say? Like Deezerland is like, hey, let's buy a mall and shove some old man's trash in it, right?
But didn't they understand? that
They're like, hey,
Deezer-
did you hear? Deezer's got trash he wants to fill up the mall with. And that's what happened.
Your name reminds me of Geezerland, which is what I'm going to call the villages or something. You see what I'm saying? It's not inviting. It's not some place I want to
Yeah.
go. Didn't anybody bring that up in the meeting of
I love it.
Geezerland? They're like, what should we name this place?
It's the number one place. Oh man, I shouldn't say this because this is part of the reason why I'm always getting a
God damn
divorce. Anytime my wife says, "Where do you want to go for dinner?" I say Deezerland, and as a joke.
All right.
And imagine if your husband, anytime you ask, "Where do you want to go to dinner?" he says, Deezerland 1 million times.
All right,
You'd want to divorce him, right?
Well,
It's funny. I think it's funny to say Deezerland, but Andrea is going to divorce me if I don't stop making jokes.
I do make a similar joke with Ravadash.
I love that joke. Yeah, that's why I love you. I love that joke.
I'm like, Ravadash?
I love that joke.
Anyone up for some Ravadash?
I love that joke. Okay, Disney. Let's do some Disney.
Let's talk about Disney.
Yeah.
So they are gutting where the old ferry boat is across from Liberty Tree Tavern in Magic Kingdom. That's getting moved, and they're going to be building Cars Land there, and there's going to be a Villains Land there. They finally, after years, I've been hearing about the rumors of Villains Land since like 2003 when I moved here. They're like, oh, did you hear that there's a Project Fifth Gate? And I'm like, what's that? And they go, it's going to be the fifth park that Disney's building, and the whole thing is going to be villains. And I'm like, wow, that sounds awesome. They should definitely do that. And, it's an idea that was kicked around the wheel well for everybody just kind of be like, oh, yeah, villains. It took them 20 years, and they're finally like, maybe we should put this Villains Land in.
It is weird they waited so long because they have
I'm not even into villains anymore. I'm
Yeah.
back into the good guys.
Yeah.
I went through my villain phase when I was in my early 40s, and now that I'm in my late 40s, I'm way more back into the good guys.
It kind of makes sense that because I'm like, why not? You have unlimited money. You're making more money than you ever have. Why not just keep building as fast as possible? But I guess with that big of a corporation, you have to have like a 100-year plan, right?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're looking way far in the future, and we're like, well, if we build it too fast,
not.
He's
not looking at the future.
I know.
Geezer's not doing it. Or, excuse me, Deezer's not.
He's like, build it now. Call it teaser.
He's like, what is it, an old mall? Just push everything out of it and put my cars in it, you slobs.
Deezer it up.
Yeah, I'm Deezer, and I'm going to have a bunch of Orlando slobs fill a mall full of my cars and scooters.
And where's this going to be? Where the old ferry boat is?
Yeah, that ferry boat that just does a lap and doesn't look at anything.
Okay.
That's where that's going.
Are they keeping the ferry boat?
I mean, if they are, I don't know what they're going to do with it. Maybe turn it into a restaurant or something.
We should buy the ferry boat.
Oh my gosh, Tom and Dan ferry
I've always
boat.
wanted a ferry boat.
What's his name from SNL
Yeah.
bought the Staten Island ferry?
They haven't done anything with it yet.
Yeah.
It's Colin Jost and Pete
Pete
Davidson.
Yeah.
And they went in on it and they spent like a lot of, I want to say like $500,000
Yeah.
to buy the Staten Island ferry, and they're redoing it and trying to make different levels of it like fun and like party rooms and stuff. And I don't think they've done much to it, but that's the rumor.
Well, you know what's funny is that we're going to go to New York in April, and some people that have friends of ours that have been in New York a bunch of times, they're like, don't go into the Statue of Liberty and do the tour because you're stuck on there for 4 hours. Just take the Staten Island ferry. It's $2, and you'll see it from the water.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
And both,
That's fine.
and then
Yeah,
it's like
I think that's a better experience because you can feel like what it would be like coming to America, right?
yeah,
I'm saying,
exactly.
that's not a joke. I'm saying, like, imagine being on a boat and thinking, okay, people were doing this at a time when it was like, what the?
Oh, dude,
It's a tourist thing to do, but they're like, yeah, it's cool to see the Statue of Liberty from a boat, but just take the ferry. Don't do the Statue of Liberty tour because you're stuck on the island, and then you're looking straight up. It's too tough. Like, see it from a distance.
I agree.
And but there's nothing to do in Staten Island. I looked at it. It's a hellhole apparently.
Yeah.
Even the SNL, Pete Davidson make fun of it.
Why don't you go get a slice?
But then I thought, I was like,
Right?
oh,
Aren't you supposed
yeah,
to
you
do
do.
stuff
You
like
gotta
that?
get a Pete.
You
Yeah.
gotta get a slice.
am I taking the ferry that Pete Davidson and Colin Jost
they
bought?
They have a
haven't
new
used-
one.
Okay.
The
all
chat
right.
room is saying 100 million. Well, somebody said 1,000,000%. You got to do it.
No, dude, I did it when I was in high school. It's literally that episode of South Park where they go to the carnival, and there's a ride called the line ride where you wait in line, and then you get off of it, and they go, do you want a picture of you standing in line on the line ride? That's all the Statue of Liberty is. You just walk. And when you get to the top, you'll walk back down, and you're like, I learned nothing. I gained nothing. This was a waste of time.
Yeah.
Absolute dog ass.
Yeah. But then I'm like, well, do we have to take, because I still have to go to Staten Island and turn around and take the ferry back.
Yeah, it
you know?
sucks.
What else? Have you
And then
thought of any other things you guys want to do?
Oh,
or-
Crystal has this
go for it.
itinerary of 1,000 things.
Are you
or
going to
whatever.
go? I hope you do some of the things that I laugh at my friends for doing. Like, I hope you sit behind the Tonight Show desk.
No.
And,
You can do that over at Deezerland.
I hope you get your picture with, like, the David Letterman sign.
No.
I hope you get a slice and you're holding it and you're giving a tall thumb.
Yeah.
You gonna see any musicals?
No, we're just seeing Ricky Gervais at Radio City Music Hall.
Yeah, he's just going for a bitter atheist.
I'm like, he's grumpy like me.
This guy hates everything and doesn't believe in God. That's awesome.
I love it.
And I'm giving him lots of money right now. But Crystal's
And there's
got-
nothing to do on Staten Island, and now I'm grumpy because the atheist stopped doing his comedy.
And then Crystal put together. She got insulted because I said, I was like, "Can we? Let's just."
What happened to what you told me? Don't say nothing. You told me to do that with Andrea. You said don't say nothing.
Well, she planned this whole thing, and then she's like, "I don't know whether to do this or that." Blah blah blah. And so I'm like, why don't you just go to YouTube and then type out like everything to see in New York City for 2 days, what to do, not to do. Like there's influencers that have already planned this out. And it's there, and we just do what they do. You know, I'm thinking like we did that in Moab and stuff, and it was good.
Yeah,
like
you did the Jake Paul Moab trip. It was awesome.
No, all they do is plan your trip for you. It's all the information.
And then eventually you have like Amber Rose put her bare ass on your Lamborghini.
And then
it's awesome.
All that Crystal heard is I didn't like the trip she planned. And then I'm like, why did you hear that?
Tell you Can I tell you something?
Why did you hear it like that?
Did she present you with the trip, and then you said, "Well, why didn't you just go to YouTube and do?" Is that what you said? Because I would have heard that too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's basically what I said.
Well, you negated her work. You said,
I don't know what's wrong with that. I say that to a lot of people, and they get so mad about it.
I don't get mad about it anyway. I just hear it.
Just
yeah.
accept it.
Yeah, I just accept it.
Let it roll off.
So anything else, Joey, before we go?
Yeah, absolutely. The big thing, I think Disney's finally embracing the markup that is alcohol sales. I think they're finally like, look, just give the people what they want. So they're opening up a Pirates of the Caribbean themed bar across from the Pirates of the Caribbean ride.
No, really? Is
Yeah.
that the first time they open a bar in Magic Kingdom? That's not a sit-down restaurant?
No, it's going to be same policy as like Oga's Cantina, which is the Star Wars themed bar.
Okay.
You can't take the drinks out with you. So it stinks that I don't want to be drunk in a bar. I want to be drunk in public. I hate that I can't walk around the Magic Kingdom with my beer, but whatever.
I like to be able to pee on somebody else's feet.
Well, at least there's another bar option.
Now, we're never going to get bustiers, pirate bustiers at Disney, right?
That's too woke.
Yeah, we're never going to get like big, like the whole point of pirate ladies is that they would wear some sort of a corset and hoist up up your mateys, you know.
Well, the truth is, if you go all the way back to the very beginning of it in the chat room, I actually need your help on this one. There is a lingerie store that used to be inside the Magic Kingdom.
Really?
Yeah, but I think it was at Disneyland.
I like garters. Oh, that's a butt plug.
It was.
Hey,
I mean,
stop it! Oh God, stop that! Oh God, you're tickling my beehole.
Come on.
Oh.
This has to be like early 80s, right?
I think it was actually early 50s.
Early
It was one of the original Walt
If
Disney
it was
one.
like 50s lingerie, it's just like long
Disney-
gowns that smelled like Walt Disney's cigarettes.
Disneyland, then, right? Well,
I think it was Disneyland they had it.
Okay.
I don't know if they ever opened one in the Magic Kingdom, but they actually, while we're on the subject, they had a lingerie store that was supposed to be for girls that wanted to dress like the princesses, and it was that
Can
type
I ask you a question, Joey?
Of course.
What is the purpose of a bustier or a bra that has cutouts for the nipples? I don't understand it. Why do they even do it?
I can answer that. It's best of both worlds.
Thank you, Tom.
Because they let them out, and
You know,
then
I've never really thought about that before.
then it's not. They're not jacked up
stop.
anymore. They're all loose to the side.
I'll put them through the armholes.
All right, Joey. Thank you very much for coming by. We appreciate it.
I've been working on my Mickey. I don't know
Oh,
if
it's
you
perfect.
know. Yeah,
It's
I've been
perfect.
working on it. Been working on
You
it.
did Walt proud.
If anybody wants to contact you to do a tour through the theme parks, which that's Joey's business,
It
by the
is.
way.
Yeah. You can save some time.
And he knows how to do it right.
Absolutely.
Any family can hire you, right?
Absolutely.
They don't have to be rich, but it helps.
It helps a little bit. No, we do. Yeah, I can even. It's as far as taking you around, walking around the parks, or something as little as just, hey, will you just book my lightning lanes for me? And that's the one thing that's really popular right now is people are like, it's a whole new generation of people who don't like people. And it's like, can you do this job without actually talking to me or hanging out with me? And it's like, yeah, book your lightning lanes for you. So we do that too.
I like that.
Yeah, people that don't like people.
Yeah, I like that.
People that
Yeah.
don't like people.
But I don't want to tell you that I don't want to talk to you. That's the awkward part.
Just write it on a piece of paper.
Okay, all right,
Trust
I'll
me,
do that.
Just slide me a piece of paper that says it. I'll let Joey know.
Yeah, talk to somebody for 10 seconds. You can already tell they don't want to talk to me. It's like,
I don't know.
look, I don't want to.
I don't know if this is true, but I'm going to say what Christine said. She said, and this is the lingerie shop within Disney, may be wrong, 1955, called Intimate Apparel Shop, hosted by, quote, the Wizard of Bras.
If that's not a pun, it should
Is that
be.
real?
Got it.
Or did you just write that, Christine, because you're super funny?
You're a
That's
genius.
funny.
Imagine-
The Wizard of Bras is fantastic.
Imagine if you had that vintage Wizard of Bras sign, like from
Oh,
original
hundreds of
1950s.
thousands.
Name your price.
Yeah.
Because the Disney people will come for it.
Absolutely.
Is that hanging up in someone's house right now?
She said, yes, that's real. She said it closed in 6 months. Yes, it's real, and I'm not that funny. Yeah,
Yes,
you're
you
pretty
are.
funny.
You're a genius.
You're pretty funny. That's a little more. For that time, I would have never guessed that they would have even used the word bra. That's why I think that sounds fake.
But
That's like Ozzy and Harriet. You're not even sleeping in the same beds, and you can say the word bra on a sign that kids can see.
Well, remember, Walt Disney did work with Salvador Dali that was crazy.
He was crazy.
Like Walt Disney
forgot
was an
about that.
artist. They had to get rid of a lot of the stuff that made Disney because just in general, people are like, oh, that's a little, oh no, I don't think we can do
It is now the Glass and China Shop.
Oh,
she says.
cool.
So there you go.
Wait,
That's
but
interesting.
It was 1955. I mean, we're not. I mean, people were around. Like women could just now vote at a certain. You know, what I'm saying? People were like, well, "I remember when I couldn't vote," or like, "There was a segregated water fountain."
I know.
It's not that.
It's
you
not
know,
that long ago. Yeah.
we're like, "How could this happen?" It's like it was an insanely different time.
Oh, that's another good word. Christine goes on. She says they called it a corseteria. Corseteria.
That's genius.
Because they were probably like, this whole place can't be just for kids. There's no money. You know, especially the
Kids don't have money.
Yeah, we need adults here.
And it was originally supposed to be sort of a real Main Street, right? So if you had a hat shop on there, it would sell real hats. It wouldn't just be like selling BS.
Yeah, of course.
It's a little more goofy now, you know, because it's more of a theme park. But I think at the time, he was trying to do like, this is a real... Hey, it's a real Main Street USA. You know?
Well, it was modeled after his hometown, Marceline, Missouri,
Yeah,
back in
yeah.
the corner. That's why all the buildings are short. They're not bigger than 2 stories. That's why at the very end of it, you have his favorite restaurant he used to eat at as a kid with some of the dishes that his mom would make him when he was a child. It's very true to the era.
I wonder if there was a Mickey Mouse cigarette vending machine.
Oh,
Hey!
Because everybody smoked back then.
Put some quarters in me.
Yeah, they were. Everybody was smoking.
Well, that's the rumor of the Disney point. Whenever you become a cast member at Disney, they teach you, a couple things you can't do. You're not supposed to bend over. You're supposed to kneel down.
Bend over.
You're not allowed to point with one finger. One finger is
Don't
disciplinarian.
drop the soap.
I've always wanted to say that as Mickey Mouse.
I love it. And that's why every time you see somebody point, they either point with 2 fingers or an open hand gesture because it's supposed to say, you're not mad at them. You're saying, oh, it's over that way. The reason why people assume that happened is because you'll notice that you won't see a picture of Walt Disney holding a cigarette. Disney bought every picture, and they had the cigarette superimposed. So the Disney point is just because Walt was always holding a cigarette in his 2 fingers.
Yeah. The 2 things that were
I'll
voted...
Photoshop a cigarette. Take that, Disney.
It was voted upon. The 2 things that people wanted to say in the Mickey Mouse voice the most were... I'm not going to do it.
Number 3.
Come on. Come on.
Give me a top 5 1 minute of comedy.
Yeah,
Come on.
It was. Let's see. The number 1 thing that people wanted to say as Mickey Mouse is...
Let's go, Brandon.
That's the number 1. That's the number 1. I had to pivot out of my other one. It was too disgusting.
That was
And
love
then
it.
pivot out of it to something also bad.
I'm glad that became funny. That is funny. Anyway, all right, Joey.
Hey, thanks for being here, man.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
All right, we will be right back. Welcome back to A Corporate Time. We're doing Live Call Thursday. We got our first caller on the line. Ryan, are you there?
I am here.
So, Ryan, what are you up to today?
I'm taking lunch right now from work.
Okay, what's lunch? What are you eating?
I had 2 cans of tuna, 85 grams of broccoli, and a non-fat Greek yogurt.
Are you?
Oh, wow.
We saw you at the pinball deal. A lot of the women that were at the pinball deal very aggressively calling you a snack, squeezing your pectorals, undressing
which
you
one
with
was
their,
Ryan?
undressing you with their eyes.
Which one was me?
Yeah. I thought I was
I met my wife on Craigslist. I'm that guy.
Yeah, he's Craigslist.
I need more information
Well,
because I got
anyway,
drunk.
See, the whole chat room is like, they're all snacky. They were like, so yeah.
Hold
so
on,
are
I thought
you-
I was the fittest guy at our Twitch pinball meetup.
Are you training because Tom ate? He too ate tuna, but he ate an emergency Walmart ration meal. Tom ate a Walmart nuclear bomb meal.
It was just one of John Graham was
Yeah.
left over.
Well,
I didn't want to go to Publix.
Yeah, John thinks it's the end of the world, and John Graham is storing his emergency meals at our studio, and Tom got into one, and it was Mexican tuna salad.
So, Ryan, you know anything about gas? Because we were talking about that Gene Hackman death. Apparently, him and his wife were found dead, and the dog in their house.
I'm glad you mentioned the dog. I think you got to mention the dog.
Well, that's what made everybody think, well, because if it's just you and your wife,
Yeah.
I think people's minds immediately go to murder, suicide.
Well, it can go in a lot of ways. So
Or-
if it goes, hey, let me take you through the range of emotions.
Yeah.
Hey, Gene Hackman died. Oh my God, that's so tragic. He's such a great.
Yeah.
A great
Heart attack.
Yeah. Well, how did he go? They don't know, but they found his wife next to him dead. Oh my God, he killed everybody.
Yeah,
Oh, this
yeah,
is
yeah,
ter-
yeah,
No,
yeah.
no. They found the dog too. Oh, so it was a carbon monoxide. No. He beat the dog to death with a bat.
No.
You see how it goes? It goes up, down, up, down, up, down.
So my theory, like everybody's like, oh, it's carbon monoxide or some gas leak, but there's so many safeguards nowadays with gas that, and especially he's got money.
Yeah, it's foolproof at this point.
Well, I figure like if you don't got any money and you're cutting some corners and you don't got any detectors and you got some old gas stove, but if everything's state of the art and you got money. It seems like accidents is hard to happen.
A lot of these guys that are old timers, that it was in Santa Fe, that are out like in the wilderness or whatever. Like I don't know this. I'm projecting this, but they like to do things that are like authentic. Like you can't have this is a '57 Chevy. Everything's all original, still runs off.
Like he's using an antique heater.
I don't know. I don't know if that's the case. But anyway, Ryan, what's your theory on Gene Hackman's death? Let's be disrespectful and theorize.
Heart attack.
Heart attack. And then his wife, heart attack, too. I like this. I like that.
Did you hear anything we sang, Ryan?
I said fart attack, so I made a gas joke.
Oh, he said fart attack. Oh, okay. You know what? You win. You win. You won if you said fart attack. What did you want to talk about?
End of last year, you guys were thinking about how you're going to sunset the Bad at Business Beer Fest, and I had some ideas for replacement events.
Okay. A lot of people don't know this, but we're rebranding this year. We're in the process of going through that.
Yeah, but we're still doing the Bad Business Beer Fest.
We're still doing it, but
but because we had some problems, and Tracy actually saved the day, and then but now she's already contacted all sent the emails out.
She's already on it.
Yeah. We've learned our lesson, Ryan.
We're doing it right this time.
But what do you got?
Okay, I've got three ideas. 2 of them are terrible, and 1 is really good.
Give me the good one first.
Okay, the good one, you bring back running of the boobahs.
You know what? That's a great idea, but here's the problem. And we're probably gonna have this gentleman in very soon. Yeah. I talked to him on Saturday. Jason Bailey, Buckethead, a.k.a. Buckethead.
Oh, we partner with it. He knows all about the boobah.
He's patient. He's boobah zero. He's the beginning of the boobah.
How did he get so many boobahs?
I don't know how he get it. Now, we legally cannot use that. He does own that. And if I know Jason the way I think I did, he locked that down John Morgan tight.
We can do anything we want. I'll steal anything.
I think we are going to get him in here. Maybe we do. Maybe we run him again.
Now, how did it go? Did the women just take their shirts off? They're running their bras?
Well, that's not what I want to do. I want to do full nudity, and they're long sloppers. How
do you even get women to participate in that? Like
women are very. Did you not hear what they were doing to Ryan at our pinball event? They're squeezing him and poking and prodding him like a piece of meat. Women are having a moment.
Yeah, but
it's now He Too. It's the He Too movement.
But they don't want to have all the pictures of them running in their bra around some.
Maybe we just have them run around our studio.
All right, it's some horrible juggalo type radio event.
It's definitely going to be at the Sausage Castle. So it's Buckethead, Jason Bailey, the Bailey show.
He's going to want a piece of it.
He's going to want a piece of it.
I know. I'm not giving anybody a piece.
So we're at a stalemate here. We're going to have to change the name slightly too. It's going to have to be the running of the.
We can steal it.
The best, the breast in the West or something. All
right. What's your bad ideas?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the middle tier idea.
Middle tier is what? Now, based on Tom doing business, middle tier is what psychology will force us to choose.
You always take the middle.
Yeah.
You wrestle John Boy and Billy at Bruce Rossmeyer's Destination Daytona.
They're too old. They're too old. And with my new hip, dare I say I'm going to be a powerhouse. With my new hip.
That's fine. You can just stand in the corner.
No. I'm going to be a powerhouse. With my new hip, it will be like I will now. My right leg will be so powerful.
Oh, you'll kick
It's titanium carbon fiber. Titanium carbon.
Yeah, you do that move where he John Boy tries to kick you, and he's like, he's like, oh!
I'll kick his trucker hat off.
It's like punching Superman.
Which is the one with the glasses?
That's Billy.
That was Billy.
Billy, I will kick. And you tell them I said this. You tell them that Tom and Dan in Orlando, that Dan Dennis has been in radio for 30-some years, and when he gets his carbon fiber hip, he will kick Billy's glasses off. You tell him I said that. Next idea.
Okay.
Next idea.
This is the last one, and it's probably the worst one that I don't realistically see happening.
Okay.
but one of you has sex with Hulk Hogan while the other secretly records it, then we all watch it together.
All right,
That's
now
the
you
best
got
idea.
something. Yeah. You did them in the wrong order.
You really did.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
who's setting your top 5 list up,
Yeah,
man?
yeah,
This is
yeah.
terrible.
You know nothing about lists.
You should have come to Tom. You should have texted Tom.
That's an idea.
Yeah, that is a brilliant idea.
Now you got something.
Hulk Hogan, never been more popular. Hulk Hogan's Real American Lager.
Yeah, yeah.
Tracy has a meeting with him next week. Did you know that?
I did not know
Tracy
that.
has a meeting with Hulk Hogan's All American Lager next week. We may become the next.
Endorsers?
Look out, Mo DeWitt, because Hogan may want to take the sponsorship of the studio.
The studio?
This
Okay.
may become the Hogan's Thermos. Welcome
You're
to
like,
home.
oh, delicious lager, brother. I can do it. It's
Yeah,
easy.
I can totally watch this.
Yeah, yeah.
Hi, welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm enjoying taste that racism. Ice cold.
Oh, yeah. Some ice cold bliss piss. That'll
You can't
sell.
say that. You can't say that.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
We have another caller.
All right.
Thanks for calling Live Call Thursdays, A Corporate Time. Who's this?
It's Alex. Your guys' organ music's too loud.
Oh, pardon me. Hold on, Alex. Let me turn off my organs.
Oh, no, was there organ
I
music?
forget to turn off my organs.
Oh, was that the whole time?
Yeah,
we were
I run
talking?
them. I run them. I have 24-hour organ music.
Was that
Yeah.
whole segment just loud organ music in the background?
Oh, all loud organ.
Well, just for him, not for our listeners.
Oh,
Yeah. I know.
okay.
I mean, it's like I've been doing this 30 years.
I was gonna laugh and be
Yeah,
like,
yeah. No.
we're leaving it in.
No. I would never do that.
So what do you want to talk about?
I'm at the Port St. Lucie Stadium watching Mets Astros. It's a 3-2 count, top of the first, no one on, no outs. Pitcher comes to his belt, and the pitch, it's hit. It's a fly ball, and it is caught by McNeil, the second baseman.
Oh,
and
I love
am
McNeil.
violating FCC and MLB regulations by disseminating this game to you live.
I
Yes.
love McNeil, the rat. He's the rat, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I
the
shouldn't-
squirrel, the flying squirrel.
I shouldn't like him as a Met. I'm supposed to hate all Mets, but if he ever wanted to come over to the Braves, I would gladly have him.
Well, let's do live
Ew.
baseball Thursdays on a Friday.
I do like
Here's
live.
got a new batter at the plate.
Okay.
New batter, Jordan Alvarez, and here's the
Ooh.
pitch. That's a strike down the middle, 86
Yeah.
miles an hour breaking ball.
Alvarez
Oh.
can hit too.
Hey, you got some goods there,
Yeah.
sir.
This is good.
You could.
You're as good as Chip Carey.
Face for radio.
Yeah, you're really
All
good.
right,
Give us one
pitcher,
more.
All right, ball. Here it comes, and the pitch. Oh, check swing. That's a ball.
All right.
95 miles an hour.
What's the count?
It is a 1-1 count, one out, no one on, top of the first.
Love it.
Clay Holmes is throwing his 8th pitch for the Mets.
Oh, it's a frozen rope.
And here comes the pitch. Oh, he hits it deep.
Nice.
It's going. It's going. Oh, it might not get out. It's to the warning track, and hey, Siri just caught it.
It's funny. I thought you
No
were
win
making.
today at the ballpark.
I thought you were making this all up until I heard
you
the
can hear
crowd.
Yeah, this is awesome.
No, I'm at the ball game.
Yeah, live baseball Thursdays on Friday is a really good concept.
You call in if you're at
Yeah.
a baseball game, and you just call what's happening,
Well,
and
I
we'll
mean,
air it.
but you're doing a
Okay,
very good
we
job.
got a new batter at the plate.
All right.
This is Christian Walker at the plate, the new first baseman for the Astros.
Okay.
He's a righty. Okay, the pitcher's getting the call. He's lining up. Here's the pitch. Ooh, nice fastball inside. Strike.
You can hear the crowd. You can hear the crowd too. This is great. This will be our last batter.
All right. What if he hits a home run? I mean,
that's
that's
what
some
we want.
good
That's what we-
radio.
I mean, what are the odds on that, Tom?
Oh, I don't know, but he's running them.
Oh, low pitch there. Bad pitch in the dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. I almost bet my life he won't hit a home run.
It's so hard to hit a home run.
I know.
Oh, I might want those odds.
I will go to my truck, get my gun, and kill myself on the air.
That would be a horrible Thursday.
Why'd you laugh at that?
Oh, here's the pitch. Oh, that's a borderline ball call. It looked like a strike to me, but,
Okay,
you know.
all right.
All right, so we got a 2-1 count, 2 outs, top of the first, no one on. Clay Holmes on the mound for the Mets, making his second start of the spring.
He's really good. He's really good. You're really good at this.
Thank you. We've got the pitch. Ooh, swing and a miss. That's a 2-2 count now.
Oh,
Crowd's getting a little excited, hoping we can strike him out here.
yeah.
All right.
Probably get a
Oh,
full
he's
count.
shaking off the catcher right now. He's got the sign he wants.
Probably get a full count here.
And here comes the pitch. Oh, foul ball chopper down the third base line.
Oh, goddamn chopper.
What's a chopper?
Well, he chopped it.
Chopper's when you kind of hit the top of the ball with the bottom of your bat, and it doesn't really go anywhere. You just kind of hit it in the dirt.
No
typically
sweet
foul.
spot. No sweet spot.
All right.
All right. The pitcher had to kick some dirt off of his shoes.
And
now he's ready to get his next pitch in. It's his 14th pitch of the inning. Takes the ball to the belt. Here's the delivery. Ooh, up and inside. That's a ball. 3-2 count.
Yeah, I told you. What did I say?
They don't know baseball.
Well, he ain't going to swing at that. He ain't going to swing at that.
Yeah.
You got to swing at that. All right.
No.
Full count. 2 outs. No one on. Here comes the pitch. Oh, he hits it into the air. It's going down the first base side. Oh, a diving play, and that is a fair ball.
Yeah!
And the runner gets to second base. Just on the foul line, diving catch not made.
There you go.
You know how nervous I got? I would have to kill myself.
You pay your back.
I was seconds away because I was
There's
serious.
sweat on your brow.
Yeah. I almost had to kill myself live on air.
All right, hey, call us back next Thursday for more baseball, okay?
I will.
All right, buddy, we love you. Be good.
So, baseball games on a Thursday at
It's spring
noon?
training right now.
Oh, it's spring
So,
training.
like
okay.
Vince, Vince Taylor, who was just on a Friday ago, he was basically giving me the rundown of all the different games he is going to go to. I wish I could go. Like, it would be really fun to just, like, grab a cooler and take off on a Tuesday and go see a game.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
There's so much spring training here in Florida, you know?
Yeah, we're very lucky to have it. I thought we had another call, but no, they hung up. But I did have some emails. I knew this was going to happen, so I got a couple of the old written word to throw in here. Now, this has yet to be delivered. This topic has come up on our show many, many times. This is the first I think we've had an email about it. This is from Kimberly. She says, "Hey, Dan, last week you were all talking about towels. Give me the address. I know the towel that will change your towel experience. It took tons of trying different towels, but my husband says that it's like using fancy hotel towels, and Andrea will like that they last. So you can use them and not save them. They are not too pricey. Send the address to Amazon to deliver, and the first set's on me. I don't have black, but," and then she just goes on to talk about it. Do you have good towels, right? Kind of feel like you guys spend the right money on the right stuff. Like your house is all redone, and I feel like you do the right stuff. The dentists are very cheap, and the towels that I'm very embarrassed to admit that the towels, if you open our main bedroom closet and you look at our stack of towels, you will not see any that are matching. You will see mostly black with bleach stains. You'll see some white with rust stains, yellow stains, frayed, beach towels, freebies, Aquatica, Wet and Wild, not even around anymore, strip club. You know what I mean? Like, I have...
It's all over the place.
I feel like as a 48-year-old man that owns his own company with his friend, his business partner, that I should have
towels.
A set of 20 towels.
All the same. Best in the business.
Washcloths, mini towels, hand towels, like full-size bath sheets, the whole nine. Rug, the rug you step out of, everything matching. I feel like you should have that.
So Crystal bought a bunch of standard white bath towels, right?
I like white.
But then
poo-poo though.
And she rolls them up and she puts them in this decorative wood thing we have that's right below the ass.
I like that. No, I've seen that. It looks lovely. And your bathroom smells good too.
And we use those, but then there's better brown, big pillowy brown ones.
I like those.
I mean, it's
the
like
bath sheet.
It is like they're twice the size and they're thick boys.
Yeah.
But I'm not allowed to use those. Those are decoration only. And I've used them before, and then they're awesome. I put them around. I'm like, oh, man, this thing is good.
Yeah.
And then she's like, use the white ones, or go to use the beach towels. And, she's mad because she's like, they take up too much space in the washing machine. And then I'm like, why even have them then? They're decoration for who? I just look at them for me. I'm only one. Me and you are the only ones in here, and I'm looking at awesome towels I can't use.
Yeah, like I have 2 bath sheets, one for me, one for Andrea. And we bought them at Costco. This is what I got to do. Like, I have to buy, and they're gray. They don't match anything. They're great. They feel good on my body. I love them, but they're not. Nothing
special.
Yeah, it's all a bunch of garbage in my towel closet.
Yeah. You need a $100 towel. Like
I think I do. I think I
Yeah.
want that.
How-
You know what? I blame you a little bit. I blame you for this because you got me those pillows. And those pillows.
Yeah,
Did
yeah,
you see
they're
the
better for
listeners that
your
are
life.
buying them?
I know.
The listeners are buying them, and now there's a newer one. Now there's a newer pillow. They have my pillow now, but now it's like 75% colder. Like it'll freeze the back of your neck while you're sleeping.
Yeah. Maloof got those cool pillows.
No, this is
cool,
Coop. This is Coop. This is like a $300 pillow, man.
We need to get in the pillow game. Like that's where the money's at.
The My Pillow guy. Yeah, that guy.
He knows.
I'll wear a cross outside my blue polo
The
shirt.
reason why he's rich.
Yeah, stop this. I'll start screaming, stop the steal.
Yeah. I was just saying, you got rich off the pillows because it's something that everybody, no one goes out and buys some nice pillows. They just settle for what they have.
Let's talk about this one right here. This is from Chris. He says, "What's going on, T&D? Just wanted to say that I love the call segment. It has me crying. Can we have Tom bring back his top 10 list at least once a week? Also, straight talks were hilarious, even though you guys say that most people hated it. Thanks for the laughs from a fat trucker who poops his pants, just like Tom." Chris. That's Chris.
I'm not doing no stinking lists.
Are we going to do, you're not going to do any lists anymore?
Well, yeah, because, you gotta understand, Daniel will look down on me and make fun of me.
Not if you told me to not.
Yeah.
If you told me we're going to take it seriously.
No.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't make fun of it. I wouldn't.
Yeah, you know what they want to hear? They want to hear the old man that you used to do. They want
Buddy,
to hear
the
all
buddy
that.
golf.
Yeah, they want to hear all
I don't
that
think
old
anybody
ass.
wants that.
Yeah, they want to hear it. But then if Daniel starts doing it, there's no way I can keep a straight face.
You'd be like, "What are you doing?"
I'll be hiding. I'll be like, "Oh my God, he's doing the old man again."
Hello.
25 years ago.
You know, I haven't done that forever. I haven't done that in forever.
Because people think they want to see it, but when you start doing it again, you're like, it just doesn't
it's
hit
sad.
the same.
It's like a Corey Feldman's been dancing with Michael Jackson, and he's 70 years old now. But Corey Feldman is still dancing the same way as Michael Jackson that he did when he was a young boy.
But now he's an old man.
And now he's trapped as white Michael Jackson.
He's older than Michael Jackson was.
He is.
By
He made
a
it
lot.
further. So does that make him? Let me ask you this. If Corey Feldman took on the outward persona of Michael Jackson as a white goonie, does that make him, since he's still alive, the real Michael Jackson?
Didn't he get molested by Michael Jackson?
No. Other people.
Yeah, but didn't he hang out with? He got molested by someone. The Hollywood.
He says,
Yeah,
he says that he
remember?
was molested by someone, but I don't think it's Michael Jackson because here's my proof.
Yeah.
If you were molested by Michael Jackson, why did you assume his persona?
Well, that's what happened to you.
Is that
Got
what
screwed
happened?
up.
Because
Yeah.
if somebody molested me, I'm not going to be like, you know what, Indiana Jones molested me, so for the rest of my life, I'm going to carry a whip. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do I'm going to go the opposite direction than my molester.
No, but you get stuck in whatever, like, you know.
He's stuck.
Well, it's like hypersexual women. It's because something happened when they were young.
Yeah.
And then now, and you would think it would be the opposite. You'd be disgusted by this, but somehow you crave it.
Yeah.
Which is a weird, sick thing.
Yeah, crazy.
It's a
These
weird.
people are terrible.
No. It's just like, why are you hypersexual now because of this situation?
Next question. Let's keep going. This will be our last one. Hello, show. If you were to become a piece of furniture, what would you be? Strange question, but interesting nonetheless.
I got the perfect one.
Okay.
Ottoman. That's my favorite piece of furniture.
Ottoman.
Because it can store stuff
Yeah.
inside, like blankets and other bric-a-brac.
Is
you
it,
know?
what constitutes furniture?
What the
Your standards?
Yeah. Your sofas, your chair, any chair adjacent thing.
I think the favorite piece of furniture, though, one of the favorites is, I think people like love seats. They're very popular.
All right.
I might be a love seat.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Although no one ever sits together like you're supposed to in a love seat.
Love
It's
seats
just
for one fat person.
It's for one. It should be called a fat seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to when I go to the doctor now,
Oh.
I take great pride in, if I go to like Quest or wherever you got to get your blood done. I'm doing all this stuff for my hip surgery.
Yeah.
I take great pride in finding the largest chair they have and sitting in that. Because they have large chairs.
Yeah.
And they'll have bigger ones. They have like three sizes. They have three sizes of doctor's chairs I've noticed. There's regular, then there's armless. It's just a chair. And there's
Okay,
no
all
arms
right,
on it.
all right.
That's if you have like bangles and spangles and hoses. Maybe you have some oxygens and stuff on you, and the
Yeah.
arms might get in the way.
Okay.
And then there's the jumbo with the arms, and I always go jumbo with the arms.
Why? Just so
I
you
don't
can
know.
be
It's
little man, big chair?
Yeah, little man, big chair. It's comfortable. Like it's kind of comfortable sitting in the big chair.
That's got the opposite Chris Farley.
It makes me feel like I'm just outside latitudes in a novelty Adirondack, like taking a photo with my wife. You want to do another? You want to keep going?
No,
Or take a
we're
break?
out
Yeah.
of time. We're
Yeah.
out of time. We will see you tomorrow.